Alright folks, this is a tech demo of the Garmin GTR200 communication panel unit over here. We turn it on. We turn the G5 up there on for cross-reference. Okay, so we have active and standby frequency. We can turn the small knob for increase the frequency of 25K increments and the big one for 1 million increments, right? And you can see we have the database ready over here. For example, we are in Lafayette, so we switch to 119600, okay. Yep, you can see that I have the information ready. How is that possible? Because I wrote a little Python script that reads the apt-dat whole information that comes with xLua and sorted it into this kind of database with 1050 to 1056 different kinds of frequency along with its latitude and longitude, because we really want to have a narrowed down scope that's available, so we don't have any overlaps database of it just exist and break the whole system. So right here we have 1050 to 1056 different range available and different kinds, just so when we read the Unicom we say, oh, okay, that's a 1051, okay, so it's going to be a Unicom plus the ICAO code right over here. And I have the 121500 as override that says emergency, so this one's going to read first because when we turn 121500 that one's going to execute first, right? So this whole system will read the frequency database of xLua, which is this one, and it will output into the whole result into this four. One display, one string, which is basically the name and the frequency itself. So we grab these, we come to GTR system, that's the main system brain box. We read them again, we say, okay, find data ref, laminar fetching, active frequency display, and standby frequency display. That's the two text string right over here. Then boom, now we have the correct interpretation and database available to use. So the unit itself, it's basically pretty intuitive. It's exactly a replication of what it's supposed to be over here. 200B unit with little Bluetooth. That's pretty just a funny thingy to exist. So we can flip-flop the frequency, and let's say we have this weather station as 750, okay. We switch it to main one, active one. Okay, we have communication coming in. We monitor the standby frequency. We can do that. So we can also adjust the volume by, texture goes down. Adjust the volume. So the volume comes to 0. The unit is going to shut down. Boom. Now there we go. So we can turn it back on. Okay, now we have the menu option over here. Allows you to do some limited changes of what's available. We gotta shut it off. I don't want to hear that. Okay, so we can do setup. Now you have 3 options over here. You can just mute or little 3D audio, which, well, at least the port is ready. We can use it later on, right? Go back. Bluetooth thingy just for fun. It's really non-exist. We can't do much about it. About information, we can add that later on over here in the whole customizable field just for record keeping purposes. Okay, so one thing I want to talk about is user frequency, which we can either access over here or press the selection button to quick access from the main menu, main UI, I mean. So we have user and recent frequency. Ooh, that's bird texture. So user and recent, that works in a way that you have 5 slots available. You can store, like you can input your own name sample. You can add it in Lua file line 150. So that's where it's going right now. You can add it in Lua file 150, and you can see the frequency corresponding to that as well. So you can modify it later on. You don't have to like punch the letter one by one in the file. So recent one is just the ones we've been used. It has little memory function available and overrides, also 5 slots. See, we use the emergency one, and that's it, nothing else. So we go back, let's say we put the approach over here, and come back to the frequency after 5 seconds. There we go, we have the approach available as well, and the emergency as the second option. So we punch the emergency again, it's gonna take us back to the emergency frequency on the standby. That's how it's supposed to work. And now we punch the sample, for example, okay, 121,100, and now we have 121,100 available. that's just so inconvenient, right? We can monitor, unmonitor it, or just, yeah, that's how it works. So now we have the battery power going out. Boom. It doesn't have power no more. Okay, unit will shut down. No, we don't want that. We give it back to power. And no, it's just like it synchronizes itself with the G5 unit up there as well. So yeah, that's basically just, I think, everything. Oh, one more thing is, so if I load it in, I shut the unit off, I press this button over here, it allows you to edit further, like the configuration mode, communication setup, audio, soft key, and just stuff, you know. So yeah, that's just, if you want to do that, or you want to do all the configuration file over here in this preference editable one in the Lua file, that's also fine, because I already told you, do not change these, and you can change these. Well, it's pretty self-explanatory. And that's it. That's the GTR200B unit.